Hey, welcome everybody. This is something I am trying just for today, for Minecraft anyways, which is a little bit of reminiscing. I want to go back to old Minecraft, how Minecraft used to be in the ye old days, when it was still considered in dev. That's why the screen looks a little bit different. You see miners are welcomed, but that's a normal splash. That one of the many possible splashes that may pop up. But I don't think the free memory is normal up there. But that was part of the debug from back then. Also, you can see there's load level, play tutorial level, which I can't do. Then join new level. This is an old jar that I had sitting around that I was like, might as well throw this into the new launcher from Minecraft and see if I can get this running. And I was able to. I used a tutorial I saw on YouTube, so it's out there, a guide how to do it. Anyways, you click on load level, you can load up. I don't think the load level works anymore, but load file does. I believe it opens up a new window for you, but since or it's not working at all. I thought it opened a new window, but it's probably because I'm in this full screen mode. Let me just get out of the full screen mode, just make sure. Yes, I do see that it did open up a new window. I just couldn't see in full screen mode, because that's how my Minecraft is able to record on OBS. It seems like it will only record when Minecraft is in full screen mode. And it changes the splash too when I say whenever it does that. Let's just test that just to make sure. Yeah, every time I go into full screen mode, it changes the splash. I did not know that. Interesting. Anyways, so click on load file. It opens up a little window for you to load your old file because the automatic saves here seem like they don't work. But then again, it's been programmed to save an old location, which does not work. But I just want to show what the old levels looked like. So to generate new land, we used to have all these different options: flat, inland, island, floating, and that was it. All the different kind of biomes you can have, just as the one small little world. Shape how you want the world to be for the world size. Since back then it wasn't infinite; it was a set size. And exactly here. Small, normal, huge, theme, normal. That's your typical survival that we're all used to nowadays. But then there's also hell. I believe hell was constant pitch black, and instead of water, everything was just replaced with lava. I'm unsure if there was any water anywhere, but yeah, it was truly hellish from what I remember. Paradise is a complete opposite, where instead of constant darkness, it's constant light, I believe. So it's fairly peaceful. Woods, a lot of trees, yeah. So I remember having this one reminiscing moment. I played on just a normal island map on small, and I remembered whenever I would create this world, I would fall and die repeatedly because I really wanted to play on a very small world. But it would never work. It would always make me fall and kill myself, unless I somehow landed in water. This time it did not happen. Instead it spawned me inside of a home. It might have been a even smaller. Turn the music real quick. Oh, that works. No, I want the music at least on. Yeah. Back then, we actually spawned in a little wooden home with some torches. Yeah, I think these were still called roses back then. No way to actually check the name of it right now. But you can see the land looks very different. It doesn't look like the typical land generation of our current 2000 plus, well, year plus game. Well, I guess that Minecraft did come out in the 2000s. For some reason I'm thinking it was a 90s game, but it wasn't. It came out, I don't know the exact date. Oh, I do remember playing it in 2010 though. I forgot there was no sprint yet. Jeez. I tried to sprint. Yeah. When it does turn dark, monsters will come out. I don't think they burned in today though. Jeez, that's loud. Just give me the quiet stuff. Yeah. So I actually like the Broken Lands a lot more. And I tried to do the shift there and everything. Jeez. So yeah, back then the water physics was a little bit weird too. Even though it looks normal right now, I'm trying to find a pool where this is actually gonna work. Was it here? You do see it's a little bit, yeah, that's why I wanted some water that would act weird. Back then, the water, it would fill up sources of land that was on the same level of it as it. So it doesn't matter how deep you go, it will always keep going down infinitely back then. And it would take up everything forever, from what I remember. So you could get a single water block up in the very corner of the sky, it would fill up the entire world and just flood everything. And that would be horrible. And I think the same thing with lava, it would be the same thing with lava. So there's that. Why does the music keep going soft and loud, soft and loud? It's odd. So I loved how this land looks. I can't say it enough. There goes some song again. So I kind of miss this old feel, this special color of the ground. It's very unique. Special color of the trees. You don't really get that same feel in the current games of Minecraft. It just feels too different. Like, the terrain isn't broken up enough for me. It's just too simple. This is rough, broken up. Makes it more fantasy-like. And I know that wasn't the main purpose of Minecraft, but I believe it was supposed to be just light fantasy, not heavy on fantasy at all. This type of landscape I would find very, like, mid to high fantasy type, where there'd be magic everywhere. Ooh, magic. And I do believe the maker just wanted a light fantasy game. So that's why I can understand the infinite map was a lot more relaxed in the fantasy style. Also, this is all just limited space right here. Even though it does look infinite, there is a invisible wall. I'm not sure how far the invisible wall went. Let's see if I can find it. We're using that little sand underneath as a guide. Actually, just the edge of the beach. It shouldn't be able to go out forever. Yeah, see, I'm being pushed back. But yeah. So I'm not even moving, it's already pushing me back. I believe it, when I was playing, it was still just a wall, it wasn't just an invisible barrier. Now it seems like just an invisible barrier that pushed you back, giving an impression that it's an infinite world. Yeah. I still remember when doors were still a thing of myth, where they were just unheard of. Doors, ladders. And sheep didn't give lamb chops. Even though that's more a fairly recent thing. Yeah. Well, let's actually go and find the thing I was looking for. I wanted a small little like valley ravine type thing, like 3 or 4 blocks high from sea level, and it would have gravel at the bottom of it. That was actually my other reminiscing moment that I wanted to show. Just the different type of terrains that I remember that I liked. Well, I don't even remember this type of terrain. Then again, it is old Minecraft. Ooh, that looks like what I remember over there. Yeah, let's go check that out. I should really turn on Paradise mode while doing this. Ah, jeez. Should turn on creative mode too. Although I don't think I have access to creative from this. Yeah, this is a good example. This is what I remember. It was like this high land that was off from the water, and at the bottom of it was like gravel, and it looked so amazing and pretty. Let's see, is that? Can you see that? Nope. But this does look cool, doesn't it? Well, you might not, but I think it looks very interesting. Silly sheep. Yeah, and look at this land. It's like, even though it's kind of compact and small, it seems a lot more interesting and lively, and well, like a little bit more exploration could be done here. Even though it does look a little bit more broken and messed up, as if a bomb went off, it does look kind of cool. It's like the type of coolness that you don't see in normal, up-to-date Minecraft. That's why I just have to keep coming back every once in a while and checking it out. I would love to have an episode of me just digging out an entire area to make it look like one of these little cutouts of land, like to scale. Will be easy to scale. But yeah, I was gonna do that with the floating islands, which is probably what I'll show next. I was trying to make a 2-scale model of one of the floating islands I found, and make that into one of the multiplayer servers I was playing on. It was eventually abandoned because the server eventually just stopped. They stopped hosting the server I was playing on, so never gonna finish it. But I kind of gave up and started to get highly distracted. So I never really was gonna finish it properly in the first place. Kind of interesting holes. I do remember actually taking some of these small little caves and making it into a home. That was an easy fort for me back then. And I do believe mobs can and will spawn if given the chance, even though it's daylight out. I just don't remember the full spawning algorithm for them. They might only be able to spawn at the first night. See, these single pillars going straight up, even though it doesn't really fit like the smoothness of the land, it makes it more interesting. I like it. I love it. And then like the steep cliffs, they're small and doesn't look 100% clean with the land. I feel as though it's a little bit more natural in a way. A little bit more interesting in a way. I might just do this. Say take an island and just recreate it. It'd be easier than a floating island. Floating island's hard because you're working with an actual underneath and top side. With this, it would just be one dimensional, like a thin sheet of paper that you're just putting blocks on top of. Floating island, you had to make a three-dimensional shape in the sky to scale, and that's what was difficult about it. Alright, I think we're done wandering around. I just want to get on top of here to see if this is anything cool. No, it's not. It's not too particularly cool or interesting. You know, we never did go over to the forest. Let's at least go over to the forest. Ow. Looking at the time, only about almost 17, about 17 minutes in. Probably over 17 minutes by now. I just don't know how much of the beginning I'll be cutting off. Yeah, it dead end. Might as well just go over to the floating islands now and show that off. I'm not too sure how long to keep the video running for. But yeah. So this is floating islands. As you can see, I died. And you have a nice picture of what the islands used to look like. Let's redo that. Since I was holding on shift and I forgot there was no shift. So yeah, this is the floating islands. If you'd done deep, it would have made all the floating islands above and below. I just wanted to break that to show what would happen. Oh, come on. It used to all just fall. That's disappointing. It used to have all the gravel just fall. Oh well. Unless I was only with the sand. But yeah, I used to walk all along this. A creeper would follow me. It would explode. And everything would just fall and I would die. It was horrible. It was just absolutely horrible. You can see there's gold all along that. There's iron here and there. I think I spent most of my survival days for early in-dev. Actually, I was on an island type map. I didn't really survive very long on a floating island because of that stupid creeperness. Kept exploding on me. Yeah, there's no villages. There weren't villages back then in Dev. So that's why you're not gonna see. Actually, there weren't a lot of things in Dev. A lot of things started coming out in Infinite Map, like the monster dungeons and everything. I believe all that was just on the new map architecture saves. Alright, so new map. Let's go to Floating Island. We're going to keep this deep this time. I'm going to show you that everything used to be a little bit more different. And see, looking up, nothing looks normal to me. Looks like what we had before. There's a lot less land all around us. Then if you look below, you should see more land. Yeah, see. All the islands are now vertical of each other. Everything is above and below. So you can easily tell what the edge of the map is over there. And that made it a little more interesting. Ooh. And yeah, you sir, all land there very easily. Let's do flat and hell. So you can see what that's like. See, instantly off the bat, even though the sun's up, it's dark. And mushrooms abound. Okay, were these poisonous? Guess you couldn't eat them. I remember in even older versions of Endev, the brown mushrooms would heal you and the red mushrooms would hurt you. But I think at this point in the game, they might have came out with mushroom soup, maybe. Skeletons, zombies. I don't see any creepers. The same sound as people. And the AI was terrible, it seems. This doesn't seem the same AI that I had. These seem like they just wandered around a little bit more. And didn't really come at me so much. Yeah, there might have been... I'm having a feeling that this version I have saved is not the last version that I was playing on. It was probably an in-between version. Sadly. Yeah. No grass. You get no grass. That's hell for you. No grass. No of the normal pleasures of the world. What's inland? Is that just technically flat but with just some hills? That's what it looks like. It's technically flat. Just no ocean. Well, I guess the opposite of island. Instead of having land instead of having water surrounding you, you have land surrounding you. But yeah, I gotta make like an Endev type map. Well, area. I'll probably do it in a jungle, because I think jungle fits this type of coloration the most. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get this color this color in the game. In the normal game. Because I would love to have something like this. I believe some mods have custom biomes, and one of the custom biomes is Origin. Origin biome. And it was kind of cool and awesome. It looked at the coloration was the same. The actual implementation of the terrain generation was not. It was at least tried though. It was very hilly. Yeah, this is the edge of the world. Is it pushing me back? No, I don't think it is. When does it start pushing me back? Apparently it starts pushing me back that far. Interesting. Can I place blocks there? No, it won't let me place blocks there. If I'm out here, can I place blocks in? Yes. One of the earliest versions of the world barter. Very interesting. I don't remember if grass grew on its own. Oh, apparently it does. I hear walking. Directly below us. curious. Because I hear some vapor. Come on, even spires making human sound. That's stupid. Let's end this off on a nice small island map. Yeah. With some paradise. Ah, yes, a small little island paradise with some sheep. Yeah, this is definitely not the last version I played of Endev. It's not the same. It just isn't the same. Cause I remember I was able to make pork chops and stuff, I believe. With which I consider as a limited food supply, and it was able to farm and everything. And I didn't actually try to see if I can actually craft anything. From what I remember, I could make a hoe. That was part of the farming. Oh, inventory was still I back then. That's why I'm having a hard time opening up the inventory. And I couldn't click and drag. Oh, the many difficulties of the game back then. The new game had, well, the newer versions have introduced so much. Yeah, there was farming back then. Notice if I break grass? But there's no grass. I see no tall grass. Where do I get the grass, the seeds from? Oh. Back then you just had to grow, you had to till grass to get the seeds. That's what it was. Forgot about that. Yeah, and I eventually made my entire base underground because everything in this limited world, everything's limited resources, limited torches because of limited coal. You couldn't make charcoal back then. That's a new era type mechanic. The limited iron, limited gold. The only thing that was unlimited was the wood. So you can make wood swords as much as you want, wood hoes as much as you want, bread as much as you want, and that was it. Even the sheep was all limited. Because once they die, that's it. Everything was limited. And in a way that was at its own level of difficulty. It was fun in its own aspect. Oh, I wonder, did they have beds back then? I don't think so. I remember making beds in Dev, well not in Dev, Inf Dev, when the world was infinite. Oh, I left the crafting table up there. Thank you, music, for being loud. No beds. Alright. Well, thank you for watching this little reminiscing of how the world used to be. When we all used to start in this little wooden shack. Where we all started to learn Minecraft. Before the new generation of Minecraft players came along. As we were still beta testing pre-beta testing the pre-beta game. Anyways, see ya!